What I'm going to do is explain the principle of mise en place to when I prepare this genoise. Mise en place means put into place, and usually there's a lot of steps involved, and you don't want to be surprised at the end not having an ingredient or having to run around and get something. So we're going to start from the beginning. For the genoise, we're going to do a half sheet genoise. And so what we have to do is we have to get the pan prepared. So we're going to take some parchment paper. I have the secret formula that's non-stick. We don't want this, it's a pan, I tell you, pan coating that I use so that things don't stick. So we want this to rest on this. This is going to secure the parchment paper, and then we're going to spread this on the parchment paper. And what we're going to do, because this is going to be a chocolate genoise, we're going to coat this with a mixture of 50% cocoa and 50% all-purpose flour, because we don't want the cake to stick to the pan or to the parchment. Okay, now the coating issue is kind of messy, and so I use parchment paper so I can reclaim the coating, because again we don't want to waste these ingredients. So what I do is I pour some on here and I start shaking the pan like this. And we have this all done, and then I put this on the parchment. We don't want that to fall off. And so now we have our pan coated with that. So I would use this for, I have little fingerprints here. I'll fix that, not a problem. I use this, of course. I don't use the cocoa trick with anything but chocolate cakes. So chocolate layered cake, chocolate genoise, anything that's appropriate. So then this, because I'm using the parchment paper, I can recycle this, and I don't have to wipe it off the counter, which I think conserves things, and we're able to use that again. So that's step one. I'm going to sift and mix the cocoa and cornstarch, and I add a little bit, about 1.5 ounces of sugar to this mixture, because I'm going to be sifting this into the whipped eggs and the sugar. And I just want to get out all the lumps so that we have a really nice cake. So you can see by doing this, especially in moist climates, sometimes your flour gets lumpy. It absorbs water, so we don't want to put that in the cake. Okay, we're going to put it down here. All right, and what we're going to be doing is putting this a little bit at a time into it. I need a smaller bowl so I can get it into the cake. First of all, I'm wearing gloves because I'm going to do, again, some handwork with the eggs. And I'm going to take 7 ounces of sugar, and I'm going to put it into the eggs, and I'm going to mix around, again, using my gloved hands. Pull this up here. And I'm going to put this on to what I don't want is a boiling pot. I'll take this off for a moment because I can start over here and let that cool. I'm going to want to warm these eggs up, and I'm going to put, I like to use my hands because I can feel when the sugar is dissolved. So the heat then dissolves the sugar, and then we're going to beat these eggs in the mixer until they're ribbony. So we'll get started now. We'll put this back on, and we'll begin. So the temperature that you're looking for when this is finished is about 120 degrees. And again, I can feel this. This is why I like to put my hands in everything. I feel this, and I still feel gritty, so we don't have it dissolved yet. It's important for the texture of the genoise to have the sugar dissolved at this point. But you can definitely feel the bottom of the pot, of the bowl, getting warm. But I'm stirring constantly because we don't want to cook the egg. Excellent. Okay. Okay. So now we're going to put this onto our mixer, and we're going to beat this until it's ribbony with a whip at high speed. Oops. that our egg yolks are ribbony, so you can see the ribbons, it doesn't sink right back into there. Okay, I'm going to take and with my hands just about half of this mixture here. Using my hands again, open them and just go underneath. Go underneath there. And before I'm done, I'm going to sprinkle the rest on and continue that process. It's looking more chocolatey by the minute. Okay. This is again folding. Okay. What I'm going to do is add a little bit. This over here is clarified butter, 1.5 ounces of clarified butter at approximately 110 degrees. And I'm going to mix this together. And the butter creates a real richness for this cake. Mix it together, lighten this up. Put it in. Now that we have butter in here, I'm going to use this. It's hot. Fold. Okay. Now what we don't want to do is destroy all of the air bubbles. So now we're going to pour this. Whoops. Get this in here. I see a little bit of dry down here. We're going to pour this in. And we're going to put this in a 350-degree oven once I spread this out and bake this for about 25 minutes. And this again will create one of the parts of our chocolate hazelnut pave. So we take this and we just spread just gently, just at the top, get it to the corners, like that. Try not to go backwards. Spread it over there. It's pretty even. Okay, and so we want to put it in right away because we're dealing with an egg foam, okay? So I'm going to put it in the 350-degree oven for 25 minutes.